Hey, what's up, guys? Hope you are all having a great day today. I know I am. I'm on my tonal. I'm working out. I feel amazing. Can't get much better than this right now. I have a Monday off on top of that, so that's pretty awesome. Cannot complain. So, just wanted to touch on a couple of things today. The first thing is, so I got into talking with some of the awesome people who subscribe to this channel, and there were a couple of questions regarding the grip that I have when I do bench press. The question that was mentioned was, is there a difference between the bench press with the bar and the bench press with the handles, and what is that difference? Okay, so this is something that I think will be very beneficial to a lot of people. When you're using bench press with the bar, now I'll start off saying it's up to you. Whatever's good for you and your body, that's what you should do. Every human being is different. There's a million ways to do the same thing. That being said, there is a difference. There's a big difference. Some things you just can't get around. Some things just aren't opinion. Some things are fact. And if you take a look into the research regarding the way you hold the bar, right? If you're using a bar and you're holding this I guess you call it a full grip or something like that. Full grip with the bars over here and you're pushing like this. There's a huge difference between that and having a neutral grip, okay? A neutral grip is when you're using dumbbells, and those dumbbells are being held. If you're normally holding the bar like that, I wish I had a set of dumbbells. I sold all my weights when I got the tonal. I was like, I never need these again. I wish I kept a couple knowing that I'd be doing this. But so now when you're holding the bar, here. When you're doing a bench press, you're on the bench, you're holding the bar like this, and you're pushing like this, right? Now, the difference between that and a neutral grip, even if you're using a handle, right? Let's say you're using a handle, and you're doing the bench press, you can have the same as the bar, the same grip. This is a neutral grip, okay? Where the handles are like this, and you're pushing like this. Now, I don't know if you guys are familiar with that. The difference between that is, obviously, there's a different grip, but the reasons behind the difference are, when you hold the bar, the barbells like this, and you're doing it like this, that allows you to take pressure off your shoulders. A lot of people who hold the bar, when they're doing a bench press, hold the bar like this, they might have shoulder issues, okay? It causes tension on your shoulders. That's number one. So when you put it in a neutral grip, it takes some of the pressure off your shoulder because it shifts some of the weight to like your tricep area a little more. Okay? So that's number one. That's a big difference. Number two, when you have a neutral grip, remember, it's not the regular grip, it's the neutral grip. When you have a neutral grip, that neutral grip allows you more movement. It allows you to have a better range of motion. You're able to call more of your muscle into that movement because you're not holding the bar like this and have to stop at your chest like this. Now you have to stop here. You have barbells or handles and you're pushing and you can come down. You see how much further? You can come down further and you can activate, you get more muscle activation that way. All right? And to me, it's just more comfortable. Now, this is a regular grip. This is a neutral grip, right? I'm somewhere in between. I hold it like this. Now, you can do whatever you feel comfortable with. I hold it like this. And the reason why I hold it like this, there's a reason. When you bring it down, bring that weight down, this grip for me, it's an in-between grip between the regular and the neutral. I get more power to push. It's like, you might have seen in the on some machines, like the shoulder press machine in the gym, you might have seen they have a grip that's not like this, but like this. And you're like this. Push. Like this. Even on some chest exercise machines, you see the grip is like, it's slanted. That allows you to get better push because you're not just focusing on your triceps with a neutral grip like this. You're not just focusing more like this, which puts more pressure on your shoulders, like with a regular bar grip. You're getting in the middle, and it allows you to like give a really solid push behind your weight. And I find that to be the best. It gives me more range of motion. It gives me more power behind the movement. And it allows me to get a better rep. And another thing that you want to keep in mind is when you're holding the bar, right? When you're holding the bar, your hands are fixed. So let's say you're holding the bar and you're pushing like this, right? You're pushing like this. You got the standard grip. Your hands are fixed like this. When you use the handles, you're going to come down like this, right? You get a little bit more muscle activation because you bring your hands down a little bit lower. You don't want to bring them down too low, in my opinion, because then you can affect your shoulders still. You don't want to bring a lot of heavy weight down, because now you're, in order to get that weight up again, you got to fight with your shoulder. Your shoulder comes into play, and it could cause a problem. You don't want to come down too far, but you get better range of motion with the dumbbell or the handle grip, right? In the neutral position, you have more power because more of the weight's being shifted off your shoulder onto your tricep, so you can have a better spring back in a lot of cases. So now you're in your neutral grip, you're coming down. This is the difference, a major difference between the bar and the handles. You come down like this with a neutral grip with the handles. Now what can you do? You can push up and come towards the middle, right? With a bar, you're stuck here. What's that doing? What that's doing is when you use the handles, you can push up and come in, which activates the middle and upper portion of your chest. Go like this. Take your arm and go like this. Squeeze across, right? Now touch here. You can feel your chest pop. If you go like this now, you're not feeling your chest pop. It's not popping. Why? Because you didn't come across. As soon as I go like this, this pops. When you use the handles, you're getting better muscle activation when you come down and when you come up, because you can kind of push towards the center, which will cause more muscle activation here. So you're getting more muscle activation down here and up here with the neutral grip with the handles. So that's what I do. And so that kind of covers it as far as that goes. Again, everybody is different. Your body's not going to work like mine. I don't care how much research is out there. I don't care who's got the more studies. I don't care about that stuff. I care about what's going to affect me. And if I'm doing something and I notice that one way is better than another, and I know that I'm not hurting myself, and I can feel that the way that I'm working is better for my body, I'm going to do it. I don't need a study to tell me that. So again, you guys know I'm not a personal trainer. You guys know that I'm not a doctor. I have no credentials whatsoever. But at the end of the day, what makes sense, and that makes sense to me. You hold it like this, you get a better range of motion, you get a better power behind it. You have the best of both worlds in your hands. Okay, so that's why I don't use the bar. That's why I think, you guys might consider checking out the handles or checking out your dumbbells rather than your regular bar. I think that it's very beneficial. I've been doing it for years, and the reason why I started doing it that way initially was way before Tonal, back in the day when I was working out in my parents' garage when I was 15 years old, is because I realized you're putting too much pressure on your shoulders when you're doing a regular bench press, a regular standard grip on the bench press bar. So I hope that helped, and so now we can move on. Now the next thing I want to discuss was spotter mode. Now, I have discussed spotter mode on this channel plenty of times, and you guys are probably familiar with what it is, but in case you're not, spotter mode is a mode on Tonal that allows you to be able to, you turn the spotter mode on, it's basically simulating you having a spotter. Let's say you're doing the bench press and you have a spotter above you, right? What's the point of that spotter? The point of that spotter is to help you to maybe bring the weight down a little bit in the beginning of the rep, maybe, sometimes not, and also to help you in case you cannot get that weight back up onto the bar. If you want to be able to push as hard as possible, you're going to have that spotter above you because you can take it to the last rep that your body is capable of pushing. And now that person's going to be like, all right, no problem, I got you at the end. He's going to pick that bar up, he's going to put it back on the rack, okay? That's the point of a spotter in real life, okay? Now, in the tonal world, which is like kind of like a fantasy world over here because tonal's just so incredible, Tonal has a spotter built in. Now, what is that spotter going to do? That spotter is when it senses you struggling, it's going to help you complete that rep. It simulates someone grabbing the bar and helping take some of the slack off of you so that you can complete the rep. What's it going to do now once you get back to finishing that rep? Spotter mode is going to now put the weight back on. Let me give you an example of my experience with spotter mode. My experience with spotter mode is that of I might have not been able to complete a rep and push, and all of a sudden spotter mode sees that I'm struggling because I can't reach the top of that rep. It kicks in, takes some of the slack. I get to the top, and what happens? Spotter mode, being as smart as it is, drops the same amount of weight on me, and my body comes down like this. Now, the whole reason why my body couldn't push that weight up in the first place is because I'm exhausted, right? I'm exhausted. So, in reality, let's put me on a bench press. Take the tonal scenario, put me on a bench press. Does it make sense if you're on a regular bench press for you to have that weight and now you can't get it up? You can't get it up because you're pushing so hard. Now your spotter who's above you is like, I got you, bro. He takes the bar, starts to pick it up. And then at the top, instead of putting it on the rack, the spotter that you have drops it back on you. Guys, that doesn't make sense. Now, spotter mode is magnificent. I'll get to why in a minute. But I want to point out that I don't maybe use it as it's intended to be used by the company. One of the amazing subscribers to this channel mentioned the other day, he actually showed me the definition in a comment. This is what spotter mode is as per tonal, right? Absolutely. Absolutely true. That makes sense. And they basically said that spotter mode is going to help you finish your rep. And so you can finish your set strong. Finish your set strong. So you're going to be on your last rep and you can't do it. Spotter mode is going to take some of the weight so you can finish it. Yes. Okay, good. And now you can maybe finish, or spotter mode is going to drop the weight on you again. My experience with spotter mode has been, I normally keep spotter mode off. I keep spotter mode off. If I'm doing bench press, I'm keeping spotter mode off. Why? Two reasons. One, if I'm on my last rep and I can't push it up, spotter mode is going to take some of the weight. It's going to take it. But once I get to the top, spotter mode drops it on me again. Now, if it happens to drop it on me again and I'm too weak and my arms are like this because I can't push it, it's going to lower the weight again. And when you bring it back up, it's probably going to reduce the weight that it drops on you, but it's still going to drop the weight on you again. Guys, that's not what a spotter is for. What a spotter is for is to take the weight off you so that you can finish your set. Now, let me point something out. If you're at a point where you're on a certain weight and you now cannot finish that rep because you are so done, guys, spotter mode should be taking the weight from you and killing the set. It should shut the weight off. That's my opinion. It's just my opinion. It should be killing the weight. Because yes, you can continue to go at a lower weight. If it wants to drop the weight, you can continue to go at a lower weight. But guys, if I wanted to do that, I'd be using burnout mode. Burnout mode takes the weight from you. So as you're pushing, I'm pushing like 70 pounds, right? I'm pushing, 70 pounds, 70 pounds. I'm pushing the 70 pounds. It sees I'm struggling. It's going to drop some of the weight so I can continue to push. If you want to do that, I would say use Burnout. Because if you use Spotter, Spotter has confused me in the past, right? I'll be doing a set with Spotter mode, and I'll be pushing out that set, and all of a sudden, at the bottom of my rep, right? I'm coming down here on the bench press. I want to rest here for about 5 seconds or so because I want to get enough energy to push back. It's a method of being able to push more. You wait. Just wait. Take that weight, bring it down to your chest, just wait there a second. And after maybe about 5 seconds, you're going to have enough energy again to push that weight up for your last rep, okay? Spotter mode, however, if you come down and you just hang out down here and you're trying to rest, Spotter mode kicks in because it thinks you're struggling, which is genius, but it's wrong in some cases. Thinks you're struggling, lowers the weight. Now you're kind of actually giving away a rep because it lowered the weight now and you can just bring it up super easy. And you don't want that. So the best way to utilize Spotter mode, in my opinion, remember, this is just my opinion. I am not any kind of anybody. I'm nobody. Who am I? My opinion is keep Spotter mode on when you know you're going to need the help. Do I keep Spotter mode on when I'm doing bench press? Never. I never keep Spotter mode on when I'm doing bench press. Why? Because I know that I got my handles, and each handle is Bluetooth activated. If I need to kill that weight last second because I can't finish a rep, I'm just going to boop, click the button. So I don't need Spotter mode because I can just boop, off, weight's off, no issues. Now, if I'm doing a squat, that's another story. I got the bar on my back, and I'm coming down to do a squat. I have almost been crushed by the weight of Tonal. I don't remember how much weight was on the bar, but Spotter mode saved my life. I got crushed by the weight of Tonal because thought I could do it. I thought I could finish one last rep of a weighted squat, and I went super low to the point where I couldn't even tilt the bar to kick in the bar tilt mode to kill the weight. And I was freaking out, guys. I was freaking out. I was like, what am I going to do? What am I going to do? Spotter mode kicked in. It sensed that I was struggling. It kicked in. It saved my life. The weight let up to the point where I was then able to stand up and kill the weight with the bar tilt. Guys, it was a scary thing. I keep Spotter mode on when I feel like there's a reason to keep it on. And the reason I keep it on is not to finish my set strong. Because if I want to finish my set strong, in my experience, Spotter mode has messed me up. It's taken my weight away when I have tried to get my last rep in. And I'm waiting, hanging out on that rope with a tricep extension, or I'm hanging out with the handles on my chest for a bench press, and I want to get my last rep in real strong, or I want to get the last couple, 2 reps in maybe, 3 reps, real strong, so I'm waiting, I'm hanging out. I'm just gaining a little energy before I push. Spotter mode takes my weight away. So Spotter mode is genius. But when you look at the real idea behind a spotter, it's not to necessarily make your reps easier and help you keep going. A spotter is typically there to kind of save you, right? He's a spotter in case you fail. You got somebody to take the bar. Now, if you're coming to a point where your rep, you're so exhausted where you can't push another rep, stop. My opinion, just my opinion, stop exercising and take a break. Regain that energy and come back stronger. Come back in 5 or 6 minutes. 5 or 6 minutes. I'm not talking about 5 or 6 seconds. I'm not talking about 30 seconds. I'm not talking about 4 minutes or 3 minutes. I would recommend at least 5 minutes, depending on, how aggressive you are with your weight training. You might need 5 minutes to come back. And when you come back, you are going to be able to do more. If you're doing a tricep extension or a bench press, whatever you're doing, if you come to a point where you cannot finish one more rep with good form, if you can't finish one more rep with good form, that means, in my opinion, it's time to stop. You have just taken that rep, you've taken that set to failure. That's exactly what you're supposed to do. If you want to gain muscle, that's exactly what you're supposed to do. Take that rep, take that set to failure, which means you can't go anymore. And if you've taken it to failure, well, you've given it all you got. Spotter mode might kick in and help you finish that rep, but then it's going to drop the same weight on you again. And even if it lowers the weight the next time it gives you your rep, you're still burnt out. So at that point, you should probably be using burnout mode, because burnout mode is going to treat you better. It's going to continue to lower the weight slowly based upon what it's reading from your muscles. So guys, that's just my opinion. I hope it helps. Remember, everybody's opinion is different. Everybody's method of exercise is different. These are just the things that I've found to help me. Tonal created spotter mode for their purpose. And if I'm using it differently, hey, I guess you could say I'm using it wrong. But at the end of the day, it works better this way for me. It's saved my life. It's done what a spotter needs to do. So I've seen it save my life. Straight up. Save my life. I've seen it save my life, and I've also seen it ruin my set. So you got to kind of figure out a safe place to use spotter mode where it's not going to ruin your set and and help you to finish your rep. Okay, does that make sense? The reason why this whole conversation came about was because the gentleman I was speaking to said that his spotter mode did not kick in. That's crazy. And I hope Tonal fixes whatever that problem is. Hopefully we can figure out what that is. I'm curious, guys, if any of you guys have tonals out there, you guys come across issues, please let me know. I know if I come across issues, like all of a sudden my spotter mode didn't work or something, I'm going to let you guys know like that. Because I need you to give all you guys who don't own the machine an idea of what you're getting yourself into. And also, we can communicate. All of us who have these machines, these amazing machines, we can communicate, try to help fix things together. That's what it's about. So hopefully no one runs into problems. But if anybody runs into problems, please let me know. I look forward to hearing about those problems. And if I have any problems, I'm going to let you guys know. Maybe you guys can help me fix my problems. This was a helpful video. I hope that it made sense. If it doesn't make sense and you guys need clarification, I apologize for not being able to get things across the right way. And if you have any questions, I'm here if you want to reach out. All right, guys, I hope you have a great day. Take care.